Hello guys, very good day. This is a recap for November 3rd, Friday, Lotto Friday as we call it. Great day, great bull day. Before I start guys, I just want to thank everybody who joined the webinar, who joined the live webinar. There was a lot of people joined. Thank you. It was a very successful webinar. We went through all my setups, how to trade at the open, risk rewards. So we talked about it. So it was really good. So thank you for joining. If you missed the webinar, you should have access in tenant member area. If you're not a member, you can sign up. I'll post a discount in the up here in the comment section and in the description. So anyways, thank you for that. So let's move on guys. Friday was beautiful day for us, bullish day. Market had really helped us in a lot of plays. So we'll talk about, this was the watch list for Friday. We talk about our Apple trade, which was the main one. We'll talk about ROKU day 2 trade, huge trade. You know, all community really did good on ROKU. We'll talk about Square gap fill trade. We'll discuss AMD Long All day, Meta idea, NVDA Long. We'll discuss other few ideas like EXPE, DKNG, how the pre-market prep worked, Coin, CELH, few of the swing names we'll discuss as well. But for me, the big winners today was ROKU, Apple, Square short, and then some trades on AMD Meta Lotos, which just went 120%. Alright guys, let's start. So Apple was gapping down. Apple was gapping down in the EMA Cloud, but our system told us that it's turning bullish. It's turning bullish with the market, and so it was over the EMA Cloud. So we just had to decide what we needed to do. I studied the price action after the morning push, and I could clearly see the level of 173 to risk. So that's why that was the pre-market plan. 173 holds, bullish. Otherwise, we'll bull back to 171, bullish neutral, under 173 cautious. When I saw it holding, we went right long there. So 173 risk, confirmed push over 175, and then we pushed over this 175 level, breakout, pushed, right? It pushed. When we entered here, it almost pushed $2 into the 176. Then it pulled back. But remember, our stops were 173. Even if we moved our stops higher, it was a bullish market. There was no reason to cut. It held the 512 EMA clouds, and then all day it trended up higher. When it was trending up higher, we were moving our stops at 174. So our stops were never hit. So holding some Apple over the weekend, really good trade there. So you can see nothing's easy trade guys. Easy risk, 173 long, move the stops to 174, keeps moving the stops up, ride the clouds. So nothing complicated, very simple trade, very proud of this one. Let's talk about ROKU. So ROKU guy, we just love it. We just love ROKU. So for ROKU, when I was on voice in pre-market, I clearly said, and also I teach this from long time. I've been teaching for years on Twitter, in my webinars, even my webinars in my tenant, that there's a setup called day 2 earnings setup. So ROKU was clearly on watch for that very reason. So for that very reason, I was watching ROKU for my day 2 trade. And you see Hamad, his contracts went 100%. Chetan traded ROKU, and people were trading ROKU till 87. So as soon as I opened, I said day 2 long here. That's a day 2 long here. So I said day 2 long here. And because the setup was yesterday highs, broke out, and 80 was the daily level. 80 was a daily level. Then 0.51 was the Fibonacci. 0.51 was the Fibonacci. And then it was all about managing that trade, right? And I said we should give nice leg up. 80 was the initial stops. Next target 80 to 50. 84.20. I said log sum at 84.20. My next target was 84.20. I gave that target at 25, and then we hit that target. We are just riding, man. We're just riding the 512 clouds. If you are in options, just keep rolling the options. I mean, if you literally, even if you did lottos for $1,000, they turn into $3,000 by the end of the day. But even with the shares, next week's options, we were going 100%, and we were just going to our targets. You know, my final target was around 86 area, 85.91, and we did hit that target. So as you see, guys, ROKU, beautiful win, repeatable setup, not a gut feeling trade. So clearly all day guidance on ROKU. All right, next, let's go to the next one. So let's look at our square trade, guys. So guys, for the square trade, so as you see, yesterday or Thursday, we were trading ROKU. So our bias was open. We would have shorted ROKU if it broke that level, right? If it broke that pre-market level. And today, the bias was again open. But Square was weak right at open. You see big red candle on the 10-minute. And my plan on Square was pretty straightforward. It's all about 50. Under 50 gap fill, over it is bullish. It's that simple. I did not long it though. I was just waiting to see. I mean, it held 50 few times and traders traded for the bounce. But I was waiting, you know, when it, it was holding 50 for some time. And when it broke 50, I said, do not long it, you know, and I will short it and take the puts. And 49.50 the puts that I took. And then it finally broke the 50, it faded, bounced again, faded, hit 48.47. So made 120% on the Square puts. And I think even I showed, let me show you guys. So here you can see how I bought it, and then I bought more, and then 50 was breaking. Then I started to scale out. This went from 50 cents to $1.10. So nice 120% trade, and it hit the 50% retracement, and then it held. If market was weak, Square would have filled much bigger gap. It would have been at 47, but was happy with the trade. So really easy trade, it's repeatable, and whole community really did good there. All right, guys, let's look at AMD. So AMD plan was simple. I gave a level in the pre-market as well, and then there was this breakout from the yesterday highs, and then there was a breakout of 1010. So this was the breakout. And if you see, when it finally broke out, all you had to do was first to take a position on this breakout, and then it holds. Resistance becomes support. Resistance becomes support. That's your risk level when you take a position starter. Add more stops here, and then you trade it, ride the 512 EMA all day, right? My next target was 1012, and we did hit 1012. When we hit 112, it pulled back, and then it made a hammer. You see this? It made a hammer. I said hammer on 10-minute candle. It, still strong. 113 was my next target. We hit our next target. So, guidance on the targets, the levels, everything. And I want to show you my chart setup that I alerted on Twitter. This downtrend channel break, guys. Beautiful, beautiful downtrend channel breakout from 100 psych. If you're swinging investor, AMD from 100 psychological level that's all you needed. Simple concept. I talk about it often. So this was AMD, guys. Really good trade there. So guys, for NVIDIA, my guidance that I did today was mostly not my trade, but I was guiding my folks. So you see 450 was my target. I gave that in the midday, and then I saw this hammer. I did say AMD NVIDIA strong earlier in the morning. I tweeted about it as well. And So what was it? If you see, so NVIDIA was created a hammer in the middle day and kept going. There was no reason to cut. There's nothing too high. And you don't short on these days. You stay long. You look for opportunities to long, not to short. And every target even met on NVIDIA. 450 was the target that met. The 450 Lottos, since this hammer came up, went 100%. And if you look at my NVIDIA call at 400, you see that? You see 400 reclaim, we traded long, and then it reclaimed 50 EMA today. When you reclaim 50 EMA, that's the push you get. So nice trade for the community. I'm just happy I was able to guide everyone there with the targets. So let's look at the next trade. So next trade for us guys is Meta. So Meta was a midday trade for me. So how I alerted in the community was, the point of Meta was, it was lagging. So Meta was lagging the rest of the market. Then what I saw was, market was pushing, everything was pushing. Meta was still lagging. And then Meta started to curl at 1220. That my idea I gave was 1220s right here. And I said risk, when I say versus means risk, 319, 311, 90. And then I talked about this resistance, and then my target was, higher high of the day. And you see, as it kept moving up, I instead moved the stops up, logged half, and held rest for 315. And by end of the day, we met our 315. So you see, so we risked 50 or 60 cents, but we made more than $2. So 1 risk to 4 reward trade. So that was another, when you are in a bullish market, you get those kind of good risk reward trades, right? You just need to ride the trend. And it was lagging, so I knew if the market would push, Meta would push. So that was our Meta midday trade. So guys, another trade at open today was EXPE. I have actually held some EXP because it's in the gap. I like that good earning, bullish earning in the gap. So really nice guys. So EXP was our gap and go. It already pulled, it already pushed at open. So I was we just had to watch the pullbacks, the low of the candle. Could never size it because it never gave a good risk reward. But if you go on smaller time frame, you might find some levels to trade with. If I go to 3-minute time frame, right? So if I'm a 3-minute time frame, I can clearly see this level being held. So you take a position and then let it work, right? So keep eyes on pullback. Dips got bought up. Now, my target was 1240. So see, I always give a target. If I'm saying the dips, if I'm in a trade, so I doesn't leave things hanging, right? So I have to give the target. So we met our first target, holding that trend. It was rejecting that. It had very hard time to break that level, guys, the 1290 level. It was having so hard time because it was the gap resistance. Then finally it pushed into it. So that's why it held it over. So as I say, moving nicely into the gap. I did post some research in the community as well. So that was EXP, another trade. So let's look at the next one. So guys, there was a bunch of other trades which we had a pre-market planning. So I'm going to cover it all of them together. So we had a plan on coin. So my plan on coin was that over clouds I want to long. My risk was 82, and then for a long, and another risk is 8170 basically. I could never get a position, but you see the neutral bias held. If you use that risk, it moved up all day. So nothing there. So let's look at DKNG. So DKNG was also the guidance. My guidance to the community was the levels are 3020, levels and 3080. Look where it bounced. Push, dip, 30, 20 and move. Exactly from the level I said. And then it broke out PM highs, and after that you just ride it. So you see another pre-market, and this plan was in the pre-market. It was not before it. So it was at 923 before the market opened. So somebody pinged me, executed really well. So I can't trade everything, but the point is how the setups are working, the education, the repeatable setups. So they were all good. So that was DKNG, guys. Let's look at a couple more. So I was watching Bill, guys. Bill, my level was 58, 53, 68. It bounced from 58. That was my pre-market level. Right, then it curled from 58 for a B minus, and then it continued to push. It continued to push to 67. Turned B plus. I missed it, but the thing is, the plan was there, and the plan really worked as per the, as per our thoughts. So that was Bill, guys. So let's look at next one. So this one was Para, guys. I mean, there were so many trades, it was hard to trade everything, but today the whole community was mostly green because there are so many players and they were all working guys. So Para was bullish bias versus 1240. Bullish bias versus 1240. If you added at open, you risked 40-50 cents. By end of the day, you made $1 here, and then you made $1.50. So pre-market discussion for Para worked good as well. So guys, that was Para, and now I'm going to look at some other trades. So I talked about AI. And that this is the breakout, on the Twitter, and I think even discussed in one of the videos. So the range breakout over the 50 EMA. Whenever the stock breaks 50 EMA, it's always a big push, and you could see how the push on AI is. It's a good swing there. CELH is a similar name. If it breaks this 176, we should get a push. One of my favorite stocks is their CELH. All right, guys, let's look at SPY. So as you see, there was nothing much to comment about today because it was a bullish market, right? So one thing I want to show you guys, when we broke out of this pre-market high level, it pushed and pulled back at 10 a.m. My 10 a.m. concept, again, pullback, but it held that level. The resistance became support. And then I was saying the flag is breaking out. I said that right here. Look here, 1137, the flag is breaking out. And then it was rallied all day. So that was it, guys. Pretty simple day, bullish day. All you had to do was just take a position in the bull trend. Our system, Ripster EMA Cloud System, told us it's a bull trade, and we traded these very simple trades. Green day, nothing really went out of hand today. So very proud of today. So I see you guys Monday, either on the YouTube or on Twitter or my community. Join my community. Brand new webinars I'm posting every week. Link should be up there to sign up on discounts. Thanks, guys. Happy weekend. See you on Monday.